Excuse me, I didn't schedule an appointment with the Grim Reaper. Today, we're going to chat about how to be okay with death. It's going to happen. And while it can be a topic that some people are really afraid of, that some people don't want to look at or talk about, that others are infinitely curious about. We all have our relationship with death, whether we like it or not, whether we are conscious of it or not. So I'm going to share with you today a few different ways to feel okay with death. The first one is to talk about it. So I'm thinking back to when I was about 15, and I actually thought a lot about death. And what freaked me out the most was that no one was talking about it. And I observed just people going about their daily lives, maybe spending many hours a day shopping or, whatever different vices were. And I was like, this is all a distraction. Have you had these thoughts? Just kind of thinking, what's going on? Like, how can people not be thinking about this all the time? It's fascinating and a little bit scary. But now in my adulthood, I can honestly say that I'm okay with death. And we'll go into a few other reasons how you can be more okay with it too. But one of them is talking about it and having a safe space in which to do it. So this could be in a therapy container, but there are plenty of ways to do this in community. So one of the ways is through an in-person and online event series called Reimagine. You can go to reimagine.org. Spoiler, back in the day, I was a host. I hosted Reimagine potlucks where people brought dishes into my backyard commemorating someone who had passed. And it was an opportunity to share stories and share recipes. And, but it's not all about food, right? Reimagine does a really beautiful job of bringing spoken word poets, musicians, and so many different types of art and events and community together. At the time of this recording, they are active in San Francisco and New York, but I imagine that Reimagine will really begin to expand, especially as we are so connected on the interwebs now. And in San Francisco, there is this organization called Youre Gonna Die. And I would, I'd recommend exploring that if you're in that area. And there's also one of my friends, I'll link this in the comments because I can't think of the name right now, but it's this, if you've lost a parent, there are dinner parties where people can come together and have a place to talk about it. So look in the comments and I'll find the name of that. And, we'll plop the name probably right up there for you as well. And step number 2 to feeling okay with death is to engage in simple pleasures regularly. So what do I mean by simple pleasures? These are the things that bring us so much joy that don't take a lot of time, energy, or effort, but they can be things like going on a stroll. Like, let me list some of my simple pleasures to kind of get your juices flowing here. I love going on strolls, particularly in parks. It really lights me up. Oh my gosh, being surrounded by trees, I'm a happy woman, okay? Also chocolate. Yeah, having a little bit of chocolate every day. I don't skimp on that because it brings me so much joy. And also art, whether that be having art, let's say in your physical space, whether that be going to a gallery. There really is art all around us. You could go on a walk, combining some simple pleasures, and take a look at the architecture all around you. And really, at the core of this is presence, where we're not focused on, let's say, past regrets or future worries. We're really focused on living. And there's a level of intentionality that really ignites in us, that allows us to really be okay with whenever that time is, because we're not trying to control it. We are actively engaging in those little things that light us up every day. And also, step 3 to being okay with death is no excuses. No excuses for holding back and playing small, right? No excuses for not living the life that you really want to live. And so let's say that you want to be an actor, you want to be a coach, you want to be a doctor. Let's say that there are different career aspirations that you have, but people have said, the market is saturated. That's actually quite difficult. These are things that you can choose to internalize. But if you know that there's something that you really want to do, or that you're just super curious about, then one way to be okay with death is to not have these regrets of wondering what could have been, what should have been. And, there's this great article that I'll also link about the 5 or 9 main regrets of the dying. And, what's right up there at the tippy top is not living a life that was true to your desires and your aspirations, what you want. So, not making excuses of, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money. These are, time is not a renewable resource. Money is. So just really being clear with what you want out of life and actively pursuing it. All right, to recap, the 3 ways to be okay with death include talking about it. That's the first one. The second one is engaging in simple pleasures on the daily. And step 3 is making no excuses for not living the life that you want to live. All right, so I'd love to know in the comments which one resonated with you most. And you can feel free to list a simple pleasure. You can claim your truest aspiration. And while we're here, I'd actually love to invite you into an experience. This is an experience that you can do on your own time. So if time is an issue, just know that you can decide to do it today. You can decide to do it in a month, but there's something about plugging into the energy of what I'm about to share, which is the Confident Introvert Academy. So head on over to thestephaniemichelle.com/CIA. And one of the things that can really keep us from, pushing past those excuses of why you're not further along in your career, in your love life, in just your ideal lifestyle, can oftentimes be a lack of confidence or a lack of connections, oftentimes a combination of the two. So what the Confident Introvert Academy does is it equips you with the tools to be the most confident and magnetic version of yourself, and also gives you really practical strategy around how to connect with people and build each other up. These are mutually beneficial relationships, friendships, networking, contacts, whatever you want to call it, that will really enable you to begin to go to that next level that you deserve to be at. All right. I hope that you have a really wonderfully pleasant day and life. I'll see you soon.